What is your best example of buy it before you need it? Dashcam can easily prove you innocent in an auto collision. Some insurance even offer discounted rates if the insured vehicle has a dash cam. I personally recommend a front rear cam setup. Ordered mine after one day of browsing r/yard sinkers. I worked as a claim rep for an auto insurer for a mercifully brief period of my life, and I second this recommendation wholeheartedly. Human recall is atrocious, especially after a stressful or traumatic event. I also learned that 3/4 of people involved in accidents vehemently do not believe they are responsible for the accident, even if they very clearly are. As part of our training, we read the actual facts of loss collected by claim reps from both the insured and the claimant. We made our own assessments of liability as part of this. Then, we were shown footage from surveillance cameras that caught the accident. Neither party was even remotely correct as to what happened. As a result of that experience, I have a dash camera, which is seemingly rare in the US. At the very least, it gives the opportunity to share videos of the crazy shit you occasionally see on the road. Maybe it'll burn you in the end if you're responsible for an accident, but it could very well save you if you find yourself in a he said/she said dispute over who had a green light and who had the red. Car emergency kit, jumper cables, fix a flat, spare tire, jack, basic first aid kit, road reflectors. I would highly recommend a lithium-ion backup battery jumper over old school jumper cables. It's saved my ass so many times. I've used it late at night in a parking garage when there was no one around to jump my car. When I woke up to a dead battery at 5:30 AM and didn't want to wake anyone up to jump me so I could get to work and more. I keep it in my trunk and periodically make sure it's fully charged just in case. Mine has 2 USB slots and an emergency light too, so I could use it as a flashlight and to charge my phone in event of an emergency if I got stranded. Worth every penny. Cold/flu medicine. Not fun stumbling to the drugstore when you feel like death. Similarly, a bucket, wet wipes, and IR light. Picture this. 30 minutes ago you were sat in class thinking, huh, my tummy kinda hurts. Now, you are sat on the toilet with your head in a bucket, simultaneously shitting the Niagara Falls and spewing like you're trying to beat the kid from The Exorcist's long-range record. In the depths of your misery, you are so effing glad you have the bucket. The bucket means you don't have to stick your head down the toilet, which smells like the concept of death itself crawled in the bowl and died of dysentery. Also, the risk of leaving either end unshielded is beyond imagining, since both ends are currently evacuating Satan's hot sauce in vast quantities. The wet wipes feel like silken angel kisses. When you finally have a 10-minute break from the all-encompassing horror, you can chug Diarrhea to give your weakened body the strength to survive the next round in the ring. You will need it. You will not stop vomiting for 8 miserable hours. Based, unfortunately, on a true story. Toilet plunger. Back in college my roommate lent his plunger to the girls next door. It was more than an hour later till they came back with a brand new plunger. We asked what happened, and she said they broke the plunger. We were surprised at the idea of breaking a plunger, but we happily took the new plunger they bought for us. They also told us that the cashier was very confused when they were at checkout with 2 plungers. EpiPen. Pharmacist here. One of the most obscene things about the recent price gouging is that this is an item that people purchase because they hope they never need it. My wife is a nurse and comes from a family of preppers. In 2018 she bought a whole lot of N95 masks for just in case. Flashlight for when the power goes out. Generator. XGF said it was a stupid purchase and waste of money. Ended up using it for 2 days straight after a windstorm. Had the fridges, fish tank, a few lights, TV and internet going the whole time. Yeah, generators are really useful, but you have to take care of them. When I was like 6, there was a really bad snowstorm where I was. The generator hadn't been taken care of for around a year, so it didn't work. Ended up not having power for like 2 to 3 days. At least it was cold outside, so the stuff in the fridge could stay cold. Frozen milk isn't the easiest to drink though, so now anytime we go back to that place, my dad checks the generator. So far it's helped us every other time. Viagra. I work in a pharmacy and you'd be surprised at the number of calls we get wanting to refill one tablet of Viagra, and they are on the way to pick it up. Sorry sir, my current wait time is 30 minutes. Awkward. A good mattress. I moved my old one down to the basement a long time ago, and while cleaning I decided to lay on it again. Let me just say, there is no way in hell that I would be able to get out of that now. I was barely able to after laying on it for like 2 minutes. I can't even imagine a full 8 hours on it. Leatherman multi-tool. I have used every single one of the tools that are on it many times over again. I also use it at least once a day, usually 5 to 6 times a day. It is invaluable, and if I should ever lose it, or it breaks beyond its 25-year warranty, then I would buy a new one that very day. Maybe it's just my lifestyle, but I consider it to be more important than my mobile phone. I can't see this anywhere, but bucket. There will come a time when you'll be shivering on the toilet in only your soiled or almost soiled underwear, regretting absolutely every decision, leading you to that hopeless, painful, and degrading moment. With tears streaming down your cheeks, you suddenly feel the inevitable rumble as well as a simultaneous metallic taste creeps into your mouth and rattles your jaws. You know what's coming. You do not want to choose, and you don't want to share the toilet your A has just been glued to the last 20 minutes with your face. Buy a bucket. Here in Florida, air conditioning systems are our lifeline. One of the most common failures is the fan motor start capacitor for the compressor. It's the cheap part, $20 to $50, but it always takes several days to get. Without air conditioning in your home in Florida, not only will it be impossible to sleep, but your house will grow mold indoors in 2 days or less. This is exactly how ACK repair companies get to charge $500 plus. They stock the parts, but refuse to sell you the part and charge the repair as an emergency. So buy one and keep it as a backup. Bought a bunch of bags of road salt from Walmart recently, only 97 cents per bag. My girlfriend asked why it's not even cold out, and I just said these same bags will be probably $3 a pop when it's storming. Guns. 2020 taught everybody that society is never more than one virus or case of police brutality away from returning to the law of the jungle. The police have no duty to protect you, and mass civil violence / panic is not the time to find out those gun laws you thought would bring safety suddenly leave you completely defenseless when you actually need it. I was always told, first thing before unpacking, find toilet paper and put it in the bathroom and make the bed. You're not going to unpack everything in one day, and you're going to want to just fall in bed once you burn out for the night. Whenever I move out I leave a roll for the next tenants. Earlier in the year I got an ACK unit because my roommate told me they were on sale at Walmart. It wasn't yet summer and I didn't think I'd need it, but I grabbed one anyway. Cost me about $400. Then a couple months later we had a massive heatwave for a week, and boy was I glad I got a unit. When I did, stores sold out and people were losing their minds. I felt so bad for people without ACK. A bed. I moved on my own for the first time. It was summer, so I just slept on the floor, and I liked it. But then when I got a bed I felt the place was getting warmer, and hated it. But now that winter's coming it gets pretty cold, so I'm glad I bought it before I needed it. A new water heater. Mine burst yesterday and dumped 40 gallons of water all over my basement floor. Was planning on replacing it this summer, but kept putting it off. Really wishing I just feckin' replaced it.